Hello, this is Beanbon TV. I'm glad you tuned in. I have a very special guest for us. His name is ACE06. He has an album coming out April 25th called Always Growing. Let's invite our guest up. Let's give it up for ACE06.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You shaking my hand with the mic in?
Absolutely.
All right.
The first thing I want to ask is, what inspired this album?
It's a really great question. Well, I think what inspired this album was my love for music. I mean, I've always wanted to create music around, I'd say, the time that I was 9 years old. I started out breakdancing, as many of you know, and through there, I found rap, and then I started trying to rap, and now I play guitar, and I'm trying to play a bunch of other instruments, and I think it's just my love for music is really what inspired me to create this. So
I guess my real question to really dive into this is, I know you've always loved music, but what inspired this album? Because I know you've always done music, but like, who are some of the people who inspired this album? Who are some of the people that made this album come to fruition?
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so this album is half hip-hop, half trap, right? And half alternative kind of music. It's very much inspired by rage, which is a subgenre of hip-hop that I'm just fascinated with. I love the glitchy, distorted synth-type beats, the melodic flows. Although it's a very low bar genre, there's not that much great music in it. The music that is great in it, I really do love. And so I would say there's definitely a good handful of rage tracks on there. And then a bunch of the other tracks are literally all over the place. I have one that was inspired by The Cure. I have one that was inspired by a Mac Miller song. And this album, too, also is my first album to have features on it. The first one was entirely me. This one, I think I have about 3 to 4 people on it. And I'm very happy to announce that I have one of my heroes on this album, actually. I have an artist by the name of Atlas. Atlas is one of my all-time favorite artists. I've been listening to her since, honestly, 2019. Shout out to Luna. Thank you so much for being on the album. I really do appreciate it. It's just so surreal to have her on the album. But yeah, I think what inspired this album? Yeah, Rage for sure is one of the biggest ones. And then just any alternative, almost maybe experimental kind of music. Maybe not. I wouldn't go so far to say that. It's not like I'm the next Quedeca or something, combining massive genres. It's more of just combining genres within the album, not within the songs, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
What a beautiful answer. Also, what I want to know is, I know you as ACE06, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't know you as a musician, what would you tell people? What would you be like, hey, how would you describe ACE06? That's the best way I want to phrase this question.
So how would I describe myself if I wasn't a musician?
No, if you are. Like, how do you describe yourself as a musician?
I think I am very open to trying new styles, and I try my best to try out things that don't work for me as well. Like, I even have some country songs, believe it or not, that will never see the light of day. Yeah, those are staying locked in the vault. But right now, I think what fits my voice best is I flow really well on like electronic, like trap type beats. And I want to do more rock type stuff. I've been really into a lot of traditional metal, like Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden, and I'd love to make like, good, like even just classic rock and roll or like hard rock, like Led Zeppelin type stuff. I'd love to make, but like as of right now, my voice, for some reason, it doesn't work on those kinds of instrumentals, and I need to find creative ways to make it work, or try something different. Like one of my favorite artists, Quideka, who combines all these different genres together, maybe something like that. Yeah, I think to describe myself as a musician, I would describe myself as being passionate, is another thing I would say. Music to listen to and to create and to talk about and analyze, my favorite thing in the whole world. I practice guitar every day. I'm on a streak now of like 130 days or something like that, and I'm very determined, I would say, as well. I'm trying this new experiment out where I'm creating this cover album. Not necessarily an album. It may never come out. It might. But to help myself get better at making music, I'm going to try and fully recreate certain songs from all different kinds of genres. It should be really interesting to see me try and sing like Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin, or sing like Tom York from Radiohead, or Damon Albarn from Gorillaz. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but yeah.
Awesome. And another thing I want to know is like, what's your favorite part on the album for you?
Favorite what?
Favorite part on the album. Favorite verse, favorite drum line. What is your favorite part in the album? Because it's a whole album. There's a lot of music going into it. What's your favorite part or favorite song, or what was your favorite thing about making this album?
Favorite thing about making this album? I think everybody who has ever tried making music before can 100% relate to this feeling. When I work on a song, typically I'll know if like it's gonna be a hit in a sense, or like that it's gonna be really good, because there are so many times where I'll make a song and I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling this, whatever. But then there's times where I'll make a song and at the end of the session, I'll hit play, lean back, sit back, and be like, holy shit. And the first thing I do is I send it to my dad to get his opinion on it. That's what I always do. One of my first songs I made that I was really proud of, Lost in Space, when I was going under a different name, or the same name but slightly stylized different, I sent it to him and we both like loved it. And for this album, I had so many moments like that. There were so many times where I was just like, I can't believe I made this. Like, I'm so proud of this. And so it's hard to choose one favorite moment, but I could definitely give you like a couple right now. For the intro track, my favorite part for sure is the guitar solo. I don't know if people have noticed this yet, or I mean the album hasn't dropped yet, but I'm starting a kind of trend with my album specifically. I'm not starting like a new trend. It's just with my albums, what I want to do is make every intro track be acoustic. And so on the first album, I had a piano ballad, and on this, I have a guitar ballad. I don't know if you'd say ballad, but it is guitar driven, and it's actually only guitars and my vocals on it. And after the first verse, there is a lengthy guitar solo. I'm a huge sucker for guitar solos, so I wanted to make sure I had at least one on the album. And so that guitar solo I love so much. Every time I play it in the car, I'm like, wow, the mix sounds really good. I even had people in my life that like were telling me like that it sounded really good, and that made me feel very validated. To hear that from like someone I look up to, like Brad, talk about how he liked the song. And I even had somebody say in the comments, shout out to Gus of Midriff, say that he commented on a post when I put a preview of it saying, this just might be modern baseball, which is the biggest compliment because modern baseball is my favorite band in the whole world. So yeah. Other favorite highlights would include on one of the Rage tracks.
Which track?
It's called, why am I forgetting what it's called? Show.
Uh-huh.
I have a guitar solo at the end of that one. It's not mixed the greatest, but I love how it sounds in that. Yeah, I really like it a lot. Atlas's verse lost my mind when he sent his verse into me, because it is literally one of my all-time favorite Atlas verses. that is probably the song I'm most forward to hearing reactions to, because I have a name like that on my album, an underground artist. And it's just so different. That is the one song I will say on the album, that song is truly unlike any other song I've heard before. That may be a little ambitious and cocky to say, but just with the beat switch and the really weird ending. But I tried as hard as I could to make that song sound weird. And those acoustic drums on the back end with Atlas's verse sounds so good on it. Another highlight, Do Too Much, the final song off the album, is another Rage song. I have a feature on it, Lil Veja, I think that's how you pronounce it. That is a guy I met on Discord, and he is the homie. I love that guy so much. We've talked a lot through text messages on Discord, and his verse is another top tier highlight. His verse is incredible on it. He has harmonies going in the first part of his verse. It's just really good. I think one more highlight I would say for the album would probably be let's see here. I like You. I don't think that one's gonna be very popular. That might be a really that might be a sleeper hit. Or sorry, wrong terminology. I just think that song's not gonna perform the best because people seem to enjoy my more hype music the most. Like, people really like Good Tonight, Deja Vu, even a joke song like Pickle Nickel, which I'm sorry to announce, there's no joke song on this album this time. I know some people are looking forward to that, but not this time. Probably the next one though, if you guys really want another one. Sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say. I blanked out a little bit, but You, right, You. Like I said, it's probably not gonna do that well. It's more acoustic and chill, but I love the vocal harmonies on it. I really experimented with doing vocal harmonies for the first time. There's vocal harmonies throughout the whole album. I love doing those a lot, especially with like heavy amounts of reverb and auto-tune, and this song is definitely that. There's many layered vocals on it, and there's like another beat switch. I love beat switches. Things I love a lot in music, I add to my own music. Beat switches I love a lot. I made sure to add, I think there's two, I think. There might be more. So there's beat switches, a couple guitar solos, vocal harmonies. But yeah, I think those are just some of the vast, some of the little amount of my favorite parts from the album, because there's so many. I'm very proud of this album, for sure.
Let's give a round of applause for ACE06 real quick. Also, what I really want to know is, this album's coming out April 25th, if I'm not correct, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
It's done.
Yep.
So, what are we looking in the future for ACE06? What is that looking for? Because you have this album called Growing Pains.
Always growing.
Or Always Growing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Get a load of this guy.
Yeah, I know. Let me do my research.
Yeah.
Anyway. We have this album coming out, and it's done. So what does the future look like for ACE06?
I think the future, you will see me continuing to try and find my voice. Because these projects, these first two, are definitely albums where I'm still trying to find my sound, right? There's a lot of different sounds on these albums, and I've noticed it's fortunate and also unfortunate. That I've noticed the best performing songs are typically the more experimental kind of songs. And what I mean by that is they're usually the songs that don't have a genre in mind, and they're just one of the songs that do the best are the songs that are random ideas that just ended up working really well. Like Good Tonight was me taking a plug-and-B trap synth sample and accidentally putting house drums on it. So combining like melodic mumble like trap with house, and it like sounded really good. And then this Atlas track is me picking random samples off of GarageBand and seeing what works and taking stuff out and putting stuff together. Kind of like the Rick Rubin kind of way, where he said, in an interview he talks about saying, I have no technical ability whatsoever. I don't know how to read music. I don't know how to read sheet music. I don't know music theory. He said he gets paid for his ability to know what sounds good. And I'm not saying I'm Rick Rubin, but my songs that sound best are songs that just happen in a way where I'm like, okay, these ideas sound good together, and I put them together. So yeah.
Well, coming from another musician, for sure, I know how that feels when you just like wake up out of bed and all of a sudden you get hit with this stroke of inspiration, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're sitting there writing your lyrics on the page, the beats matching up, everything's matching up. What was one of your favorite parts of this album where you where everything just clicked?
Favorite part of the album
where everything just went according to plan, and like you didn't have to plan it out. It flowed.
What do you mean? Like what part of the album? Like making the album?
Well, what song off the album that just flowed for you? That just came natural?
Oh, definitely. I would say Do Too Much for sure. The Rage one. Even Always Growing.
Okay.
The intro track is really good. But sorry, real quick, just to wrap up and answer your question, what you said before though, of the future. Sorry, I never got to it. Basically, the future looks like for me, like I said, continuing to experiment and trying to find my sound. And I think I'm gonna take a break from albums for a while and just release as high quality singles as I possibly could. I just finally upgraded from GarageBand to FL Studio, so stuff should sound a lot better, finally. And yeah, I'm just going to start dropping a bunch of high quality singles for sure. You can look out for a lot of those. Those will start dropping, I would say, at least by January 2026, I hope. But no promises, maybe during the end of 2025. So, or maybe throughout the summer too. Any last questions you got?
I guess the final question I have is, if you didn't know ACE06, right? And you didn't know the album called Always Growing. I'm so sorry.
Guys.
I'm so sorry. Always Growing. If you didn't know the album Always Growing, what would you tell someone who's off the streets or someone who's never heard your music? How would you convince them to listen to this album?
I put it right in my Spotify bio. I don't know it word for word, but I would say this. Hey, I don't know who you are, but my name's Anthony. It's really nice to meet you. And I love to create music. I'm dropping an album. I would appreciate it if you could check it out. The great thing about this album is most of the tracks are very different from each other. So if you don't like one and it's not for you, perfectly okay. Try out another song. I can almost guarantee you'll eventually find something you'll like. But at the end of the day, if you're not into it, it's all good. But I'm going to keep making music, doing me, because I love to do this. And the people who like it, I appreciate you. And yeah.
We're here with ACE06. The one, the only. His album is coming out April
25th!
Called
Always
Growing.
Boom.
There's no pains. There's a little bit of pain.
It was a very lengthy process. I tried. I'm sorry. I'd like to formally apologize. I know the album was supposed to drop Labor Day weekend last year. And I don't have any excuse for that other than I was living life, and I apologize, but I will get back on the grind. Like I said, bunch of singles are dropping 2026. Maybe some stuff after this album comes out, but be on the lookout. The most important thing, after this album drops, I'm going to be having a show at the Vintage Ruse in Tam Valley, Mill Valley, California. Come by. We don't have any dates set up yet, but we will get them soon. And I'm going to be playing the whole album, and I'm going to have some artists play along with me. So it should be really cool. So yeah, April 25th, Always Growing, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube Music, you name it. Every single platform, it's there. I've been ACE06, spelled ACE06. And this has been your host,
Mr. Bing-Bong. And also, if you've never seen ACE06 perform, you're in for a treat. You are in for a treat. I'm telling you, I've seen this motherfucker perform multiple times, and he shows energy, he shows passion, he shows love, and it really shows through his music. And I'm very, very excited for this album, April 25th, called Always Growing.
You got it right this time.
And this is ACE06.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining for Bing-Bong TV, and hope you drop comments below. Let us know what you feel like what the album is, and let us know how you feel about ACE06.
And one last thing, real quick. Also, merch. Look out for some merch. For the first time ever, going to be getting some ACE06 merchandise in the works. I'm working with some guys right now of coming up with some ideas, but if anybody knows anybody who does graphic designing, DM me on Instagram. That'd be very helpful. But yeah, merch, album dropping April 25th, shows coming up. That's pretty much all I have to say. ACE06.
A motherfucking album. The motherfucking album.
April 25th!
ACE06. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being on the show. And I guess we'll see you soon. ACE06. Album dropping April 25th and called Always Growing. We will see you soon, and let us know in the comments what you feel about the album. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Till next time, Bing-Bong TV.